Good morning. Welcome. My name is Danina. I am a 56-year-old early retired teacher, currently living on my teacher's retirement, which is similar to a pension. If you're new here, you are so welcome. If you're joining me again, if you're a subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing. As I've said before, I am very new to YouTube. I am trying to learn the basics, so I ask for your patience as I try to improve my skills as a content provider. Today is Monday, and on Monday I like to think about motivation. What's going to motivate me this week? What do I have going on in my life that I want to stay motivated for? What things do I need to accomplish? So I want to start with what I did this morning. I got up and did my walk as I normally do. It was about 25 degrees today when I was walking, maybe up to 28 by the time I was finished. It was chilly, but it was fine. I love the cold weather. I prefer it so much more to hot. I know a lot of people hate cold weather. In my state where I live, we get extremes. We definitely have 4 seasons. Our spring and fall are fairly short, and our summer and winter are fairly long. And we do have extreme heat in the summer, and we do have some really cold days in winter. Not a lot of snow or ice typically, but definitely some really high temperatures and some really low temperatures. And I am thankful I live in a place that does have changing seasons. I'm usually ready for the season to change once it does. I'm definitely looking forward to wintertime right now. But getting back to topic, I want to talk about motivation. What is going to motivate me this week? I've been doing really well on my walking goals. I am trying for 8 to 12,000 steps per day. I really would like it to be 10 to 12. I've had several days where I've had to just stay around 8,000 because I had lots of other stuff going on. I went on a trip recently with friends, which was lots of fun, and I have posted a video about that to Eureka Springs, Arkansas. I'm going to be going on another short trip this week with David. David is my partner, my sweetheart. He lives in his house and I live in my house, but we are a committed couple who just choose a very non-traditional relationship as far as where we live. But we are going to be traveling to Branson, Missouri this week together, just for a couple of days. We like to go to Branson and see the Christmas decorations, which even though it's still November, they have recently put up all of the Christmas things, and it'll look very pretty, very festive. So we are going to make a trip there to see that. We usually go 3 times a year to Branson in the spring, and then about a month ago we went and saw all of the fall things, the pumpkin-y type things, the pumpkin festival at Silver Dollar City, and that was a lot of fun. And we'll be traveling back there this week, as I said, to see the Christmas things. So one thing that's motivating me this week is to get ready for that trip. I'm also going to get to see my daughter-in-law and my grandkids this week. My grandkids have some doctor appointments, so they are going to be in town going to those appointments, and I'm going to get to see them and spend a little bit of time with them before I go on my trip. So that's motivating me also. I had to get around and get some Christmas gifts wrapped this morning because they're for my grandkids, and I didn't want there to be any peeking while they were here visiting me. So I did a little wrapping this morning, and them coming in is what motivated me to do that. Big picture though, what motivates me is being able to stay an early retired teacher. And of course, money and budgeting is part of what that involves. My health is another thing that is involved in that. I feel like, in my opinion, it is much cheaper, much more frugal to try and stay as healthy as I can rather than to have illnesses or injuries or sickness that could have been prevented had I done a little more to stay healthy with my eating and my exercise. So I certainly do not do this 100%. I have days where I splurge, days where I don't get around and do the kind of exercise I should do, but I try to do more days than not of healthy eating and more days than not of exercise. I went to my swim class this morning. I got out and did my walk this morning. It was pretty cold, but I got my steps in, closed my exercise ring on my watch, and then went to my swimming class. Then I try to do activities around my house, chair exercises, chair yoga, using my hand weights, those types of things. I try to get in extra steps wherever possible, just because I feel like it will help keep me young and it will help keep me healthy. I want to keep my mobility and my flexibility as long as possible, and keep quality of life as long as possible, and keep sicknesses and diseases at bay as long as possible. So I just try to do those few things that I think could help with that, with my eating and with my movement and my exercise. Another thing that motivates me is my home. I love where I live. I love to get up every morning, have my coffee, sit in my little living room. I have a little 900 square foot house with a covered front porch. It was much too cold this morning to sit outside with my coffee, but I sat inside with my coffee. I did my reading this morning. I'm a morning person. I can definitely get up earlier, easier than I can stay up late. So what motivates me in the morning is that first cup of coffee and knowing I'm going to get the day started. Another thing that motivates me is I get up every morning and I check on my finances. I check on my checking account. I check my credit cards to make sure there haven't been any charges that I'm unaware of. I go through all of that. It takes me probably 5 minutes to do that, so it's not time consuming, but it makes me feel better. I know exactly where I'm at financially every day, and it motivates me to get up and get going, get my coffee in hand, and do that every morning because of the peace that it brings me. And that peace is what motivates me to continue to do that. My walk every day motivates me. It helps me feel better. It helps my arthritis. The only really ongoing physical condition I have is I do have osteoarthritis. I have some disc problems in my neck that cause me trouble from time to time, but the more active I am, the better all of that seems to feel. The swimming classes help. Being in that warm water seems to be very therapeutic, and my walking definitely helps as well. So helping me feel better is what motivates me with my walking. I also usually listen to an audiobook while I'm doing it, and that motivates me to get my butt out of the house and go do my walk, because I enjoy listening to my audiobook so much that it really makes me excited to get out there and get started so I can listen to my book. What motivates you, especially on a Monday, the beginning of the week, to get busy and start your week and try to have a positive week? What motivates you to get going and to work on your goals? What are your goals? What motivates you to work towards those goals? Let me know in the comments. And like I said, if you're new here, you are so welcome. And I hope you will like, and I hope you will subscribe. Have a wonderful day. I am out for my morning walk. It is 28 degrees where I live this morning. I bundled up. I have on my shirt, my long sleeve shirt, my jacket, my stocking cap, my earbuds in. I usually listen to an audiobook while I walk. And today is Motivational Monday. So I am thinking about what motivates me. What's going to motivate me this week? I've got a busy week. I've got stuff I have to get done. I am going to Branson, Missouri at the end of the week for a trip with David. Just 2 days. We like to go to Branson right before Christmas because it's decorated so pretty and festive. So we'll be heading there for a couple of days. Probably do some Christmas shopping while I'm there. We'll probably go to a few antique stores and maybe eat some good food. So I'll have to get ready for that. This cold weather has motivated me. I know lots of people don't like cold weather. I love cold weather. I don't like when it's icy. We tend to get power outages if there's ice. I don't mind if it snows. I don't mind being at home if the weather's bad or the roads are bad and I can't get out. But I love to get out and walk when it's nice and cool. It just makes me feel alive. Like I said, it's about 28 this morning. I'm going uphill, so I'm breathing in that cold, crisp air. What's going to motivate you this week?